Hello YouTubers and all those who happen to watch. Now, this is my second take because I wanted to reword it to basically make it sound more clear and robust as ever. Now, again, sooner or later, I'm not going to be on this website anymore. I'm not. I'm going to keep on making videos for a little while. But I'm moving my ship somewhere else, as you would put it. And I'm quite frankly sick and tired of one thing. Of how people concise themselves in having so much numbers for their channel, having so much crap that they don't need. Now, again, take that in mind. Take this in mind as well, rather. Sorry, a little bit of a stutter. Take this in mind that one thing is perfectly clear. No one is a leader of anything on a community. There is no leader on a community. No one has the final say on what everyone else says in a community. A community is that of a full opinion towards everybody's word hearsay. It's just like someone saying that the sky is black when it really is just really a transistent oxidization of the freaking atmosphere. The atmosphere is basically created off something that does not matter. Other the fact that it really does have some matter in molecules and all the other crap in there, but I won't get into that because basically your brains will explode. Long story short, though, is this. I'd like to thank everybody from the bottom of my heart who's following me on YouTube. Again, if you want to follow me, I will be on GamingUnlimitedTV.com. I've been on and off that website for a while now, and now I'm really considering doing it because I'm really realizing one thing that I've been realizing for quite some time, and I just want to say it. I don't care about the numbers I get on YouTube. I don't really care about the numbers on YouTube. Now, a lot of people work hard to get viewers to watch their channel. That's amazing, you know. People try that effort. But you know what? It doesn't really matter, does it? Those numbers aren't going to talk back to you. You ain't going to be able to keep up with all those numbers on YouTube. And that's the other thing, too, I want to talk about before I, this is the next thing I want to get on about. So that way I clarify it isn't, because this isn't the whole entire reason. Is that people put other people down for having numbers. They do. And this is some of the following reasons. Now, if one of these reasons apply to you, then whatever. If they don't, then they don't. Don't worry about it. Don't cry about it. If you cry about it, that means it did. So, with that said, hook, line, and sinker, let's do this, shall we? Scenario 1. The person does not talk to everybody they talk to or they have on their subscription. What? How do you expect them to be Superman like that? I have, 100,000 subscribers. I'm going to talk to every single last one of them. I'm going to hit in that confirmation code so that way I could talk to 5 more people. So that way I could talk to 5 times 10 hours a day of my life when I could really be working and coming home from a long day of work. And I have 10,000 subscribers because, you know what, I do a hobby on YouTube or something like that. Or I do a hobby that involves my penis. You know, I do penis tricks. That's why people watch me. All the gay men and all the women alike, they gather together and watch my penis do tricks. You know, that's just a scenario. But again, how do you expect people to do that? Think with your head, without your freaking mind. Without you thinking, you think with your heart. You know, you're thinking because you're impulsively scared of things like that. Of why these people got so much when they didn't do jack shit. That's the same thing with people who don't do jack shit and think they should deserve something. Just like those people who got that stuff and didn't really want it in the first place. Now think of that, let that boil in your mind for a while, because you remember now, stirring at pasta for too long, as soon as you put it inside the water, it's not going to make it cook any quicker, you know that, right? You got to walk away from the pasta, put a little bit of salt, put a little bit of oil in it, let that shit cook a little while, then you come back to it, make sure it's al dente, pull the noodles out, put it in the strainer, eat it, and then you're good. You know, patience is a virtue, you know, as far as I'm concerned. Now, forcing things on people is another thing as well, another topic I'm going to talk about right now. Forcing people to think how you think. Now, when I do my videos, I do it because I'm talking out of my heart. I'm really talking out of my heart. I'm not talking because I want to talk. I'm talking because I need to talk. And I don't say this shit because I have to say this shit. I say it because I need to say this shit. So another scenario. Now let's go over this one. It's going to be really brief. It's going to be really abrupt. Now, if you have emotional problems being on a website, That's a problem right then in itself. If you need to do it to make yourself feel better about yourself, that's bad. That's really bad. But in the same sense, it's also therapeutic, so I guess it's sort of okay, but yet it's sort of not. It's sort of second-guessing myself, but yet it's not. It's just like coming on a website, but you're not. It's just like it's just like wearing a mask, but yet you don't. You see what I'm getting at with that? I bet you don't, because that's the whole point in the scenario here. Does it really matter? No. That was like some British humor for you right there. You're probably going to go, it's going to blow your mind. It's like Monty Python's Flying Circus with the Beatles rolled up into one little blunt you can smoke. Anyway, let's get back on topic. Next scenario. Let's put this into perspective. You see someone with 300 more subscribers than you. Now let's do the math with that, shall we? 300 subscribers times yourself. Now, are you going to possibly talk to those many subscribers or think you're going to connect to that many subscribers? No, they're just going to watch you because you do one of the following. One, you act like an asshole. They think it's really funny, so that's why they watch you. Two, they watch you because you're a dickhead and they just want to keep up on what you're doing because you're a dickhead. You know that's probably a bench tool for yourself because that's why you're going to keep on insulting people or doing other shit with other people, so that's why you're going to keep on doing it. Now again, if you do any of the following, redirect yourself. Find a different motive, because guess what? As far as I'm concerned, you acting like dickheads to people makes you a dickhead yourself, because you're just flatly making fun of someone for no reason. Or you're basically coming out as an asshole to people. People see it, they talk about it and go, that guy's an asshole. We're going to watch him so that way if he does anything fucked up, we'll grab him by the balls. That's how things go on the internet, guys. You got to realize one thing. So there's consequences for everything you do, just like for me talking, for instance. Either it might strike a nerve, piss someone off or whatever, piss a couple people off, but guess what? It does not matter, does it? It's all just HTML anyway. And for HTML, you need to know how to use the HTML to even use it first. You got to understand the code as well. You also got to be abrupt and organized with yourself before anyone else. I, for one, I'm just going to be very confident and to say I am confident with myself to know the fact, to know where I stand in this community or anywhere else. As for myself being on a web page with people who call themselves community, I call it that because I'm proud to say that a lot of people stick together by each other, for each other. That's respectable and very admirable for people to do that. But if you're going to do it just so you can troll people, witch hunt people, that's fucked up. Or if you're going to call people out or you're going to call other people out, you're going to call them and be like, you're an asshole. Is that the pot calling the kettle black? Can't you just ignore them like everybody else is doing? If they're supposedly so bad, the stuff they're doing is just going to get publicized because you're going to keep on advertising it like a freaking billboard on on the freaking highway or something. You know, it's like, what the hell's the point of it? There is no point to it, is it? People go, well, what's the point of you talking then? Because you're listening right now, isn't it? Because you just responded. Because obviously I hit something so keen. I hit a key note with your brain that it clicked. You understood where I was coming from with the situation because you obviously understand the problem. And you know the problem. How do you fix the problem? Go about your business. That's how you basically solve it. Now, is that something telling people what to do? No, it's not. It's common fucking sense. Go about your business. Do what you do. Talk to people you love to talk to. Obviously, you're not going to talk to everybody on the internet. You're not going to talk to everybody in a community. You can connect with the community once in a while, jump over to their shoulder and go, hey, how you doing, bud? Yeah, I'm not doing too bad, bro. All right, cool. And you basically go over and talk to your other friends. You know, that's how school usually works, too. You know, you're always going to have those certain amount of friends you're going to trust and love. And for you to jump on other people's throats because they're not your friends, you don't necessarily talk to them without even consolidating with them or talking to them at first hand to understand them, then that makes you an asshole. That makes you a bullying asshole. And that's what trolls are as well, as you would call them. Assholes who bully people. They do it because they know they'll strike a nerve and eventually win because the other person doesn't understand the ethics of ignoring things like that. If you ignore the problem, there will be a reduction of the problem. Now, when people make fun of me, it's either one thing. There really is something fucked up about me that's really funny, and I see it myself and have a good chuckle about it as well, because that's what humor is about. Making fun of something or seeing its problem and laughing about it too, because that's just how it rolls. You know, that's what humor's about. Everything has something funny about it. That's just how it is. You gotta deal with it. If you don't like it, you just ignore it. Because you shouldn't be ruining everyone else's fun, nor should you be ruining your own fun if you have a good laugh about something. Again, it's just how it rolls. Now, If you think that, you have to make it fun of every single fucking thing in the world because, you know what, that makes you a better person, it doesn't make you a better person. It makes you an asshole, but it's funny anyway. I understand every single side of the fence. I understand everything about everything. Trust me. Now, I don't understand everyone's ethics. I obviously don't understand everything in the goddamn world perfectly. But I get a good grasp of just about everything. Now, is that confidence? That's the right kind of confidence you need. You gotta grab, if you want something, you gotta grab it, obviously. But in the same sense, you gotta respect it as well. You see, you gotta respect the thing you're fucking in the ass. I hate you, but I'm gonna fuck you in the ass anyway. That's how you have to go about with it. Now, you see, when it comes to people, you gotta realize one thing as well. Diversity. You gotta understand the person. You gotta realize they're not bad people before you actually do anything to them. If you do that to them anyway, it makes you a total dick. But an educated dick. Now, if you're an uneducated dick, you have no point to do it, do you? Makes you look bad, doesn't it? Exactly. Now, example via Chris Crocker. He's in attention on YouTube and on everyone else for a while now. No one cares. Everyone thinks it's funny now. They think it's sadly funny. It's so fucking stupid. It's funny. That's why people laugh about it. Everybody knows about the situation. He's kind of a drama queen, so to speak, but he does it out of an impulsive gesture that he knows if he does it, everyone's going to laugh about it, and they're going to pay attention to him. That's why he does it. Now, let's use another example. Now, I'm trying to put my finger to my lips here because it helps me think better, I guess. Makes me look smart, too, I guess. Next example. When you make a video and you do the same exact subject with somebody, but yet they copy the essence of what you do, does it make you mad? I bet you it does. Again, is it a really bad impulse to copy someone? Yes, it is. So where am I getting at with this? Simple. Basically, you should talk to the person, sit down and see if you can collaborate with someone before you take their idea. Otherwise, it's plagiarism. Up to the point. Now, if it's something that, everyone can obtain, it's something they obviously did not have at first, or, if they don't actually own the item, but yet they go, alright, I'm going to have it now. And they grab it, and they do it the same exact way, like the Irate Gamer. But, again, it's just really funny watching these situations unfold. And yet they don't resource who they copied. That's wrong. No doubt about it. But you know what? It's a free country up to an extent at that point too. It's the other side of it that it's wrong, but in the same sense, if the person can obtain the game or whatever else, it's kind of okay. But in the same sense, it's morally wrong. That's the whole point about it. And that's how I see it as. It's the only fair way you can assess how those people treat the other person's goal, objective of using this topic or situation or item or whatever else. But, that's the whole ethics of the internet, guys. It's be cool with everybody, even though they're an asshole. That's how I see it as. If you see someone as an asshole, you respect them, but yet you don't see key to them. That's how I do things. And that's how I go about with things as well. Now, if you disagree with me, that's fine. That is totally 100% fine. It makes this green screen behind me smile. You see right now, this is like this little smiley face behind me going, I'm going to put a smile on that face. But it's just really funny that you jeopardize who you are as a person just so you can make a view on YouTube. That's really sad that you have to go that low to do that to people. And if you feel guilty about that, you don't even have to speak up about it. Just alternate who you are as a person. Even though you're not supposed to change who you are as a person, realize who you are as a person at least. Because if you don't, you're the biggest dick in the world for not realizing that. And you're a conceited asshole. Now, again, if you attack me or anyone else, who cares? Right? If that person ignores them, the people they're friends with who respect them a great deal ignore them, the person who's attacking that person, the person who's that key suspect to insanity, or fear or inconsistent behavior will lose the situation automatically. And when they lose that situation automatically, they're nothing. And that's the whole point of it, folks. That's the whole point of this video, is that if you can elaborate in your mind that the issue doesn't exist, it won't exist. It's all subconscious. It's all controversial because you're the one that's only thinking about it time after time after time, that you realize yourself that it's a problem that obviously needs to be addressed, but doesn't have to be suggested or subdued to war. It doesn't have to be subjected or subdued to bad name calling. It doesn't have to be subdued to negativity. It's called the simple fact of keep doing what you're doing. Example. Thank you, Gaming Hippie. This cart right here. It's a game for Atari 2600, as you could probably tell. And what it does is that it plays video games. Now, what do you do with this cartridge? Can I have a show of hands? You over there, right? Play it. Be who you were in the first place when you came on this website. Do what you were going to do in the first place rather than subdue yourself to standing still for 5 fucking minutes just so that way you can get some sort of gratification of being an asshole. Because that's all you are inside, is you're letting your anger get the better of you. And isn't that what the psychiatrists or anything you were going to do for yourself told you not to do? How you're going to make your life better? Now, this isn't me speaking. This is your subconscious speaking now. You don't win when you act like an asshole to everybody because everyone's just going to dislike you. They're not going to say it to you. They're not going to say it to anyone else. They're just going to think it. That guy's an asshole. And up to an extent, they might respect you, but they're just not going to understand it. They're going to be kind of paranoid about it, going, why is this guy acting like this? I mean, you still like him, but why is he or she is such an asshole? Why? They won't understand it, but they'll still like you. Am I acting like an asshole? No. I'm just speaking truthfully how I think. And how I think goes a distance because it's really a subconscious connection with anybody else. Now, if you disagree with that, that basically means you're scared of the situation, how it presents itself, because you know I'm right. Now, I don't like pushing that on anybody, proving that I'm right with people, even though my brother probably got a... Actually, I'm kind of contradicting myself. I did kind of do it to my brother, even though I felt kind of bad about it after. But there was only a couple situations. Other than that, it was kind of like a stalemate. But other than that, hello, Sean, you rock. He really does. He's a cool brother. But anyway, it's just really a sad situation. And that's why I'm moving to do what I want to do for a potential career. Now, is it going to make me the most amazing superstar in the world? No. I'm just going to be a brick in the wall. I'm just going to be a brick in the wall that is doing what he wants to do, doing it how he was going to do it, and is not second-guessing himself with his content. So, with that said, I hope you guys really got something out of this video, because that'd really mean a lot. But in the same sense, if you didn't, you disliked it, you disagreed with everything I just said, that's fine and cool too. You know, I'm really sorry you felt that way. But that's your opinion, I respect it. And that's how I always go about with everything. If you disagree with me, I don't care. I respect it. And that's how I think. That isn't how you should think, but if you think that way, that's cool as well. But other than that, I can tell you this much. If you're a good person to everybody else, obviously you're not going to get the same result from everybody else, but you're going to get something out of it that you're never going to suspect and you're never going to get reward to. People are going to realize this one thing about you. You are actually a nice guy or a nice girl after all. Now, if you're a bitch to anybody else, that's fine, I guess. That's just how your personality is. You're just a bitch. And that's all. I mean, I used some vulgar language this entire little briefing, this little essay lesson for I mean, there's no essay paper right there at all. There's nothing there. But again, I hope you guys grab something out of this, because it isn't necessarily anyone who's dragging me off this website. I'm going to say this as clear as day. No one is doing that. But I'm just pointing something out for you guys to listen to as well. You need to re-elaborate yourselves. I mean, if you're trying to do something professional with yourself, that's fine. But if you're just a guy that's coming home from a busy day of work, you already have your life behind you right there next to you as well. Your family, your job is your real life. The internet is not your real fucking life. If it is, you need to go get psychiatrists and make sure they pump up the dosage, because that's really bad. As for me, I don't got a career right now. I really don't. You want to know why? Because I'm not blaming people who watch me. I'm not blaming anyone else. I'm not pulling the role of quote-unquote the guy from Japan. I'm not pulling any of that from anybody. I'm not pulling that card from anyone else's deck of cards. I'm just telling you generally, I need to focus my fucking life, and if I'm on the other website, I can do it more casually than ever and communicate with people on a forum basis, rather than trying to get numbers everywhere, because numbers just mean nothing but a silly matrix that don't exist. Every single day you get a subscriber, those people aren't necessarily going to talk to you. They don't really care. Most of them don't even care about you. Most of them are just probably fake accounts you made just to pump up your numbers or something, for all we know. But either way, I hope you guys have a really good day, because I don't hate you. I don't hate anybody. Either does anyone else. But you're the one that anyone who presents themselves in a negative and mean, vulgar way are the ones that are really at problem. People who are getting attacked, people who are getting treated like shit, are really the victims that don't respond back. If you respond back to someone, you're the problem as well then. But other than that, resolved differences must be met. So with that said, I hope you enjoyed this 21-minute video, because this is probably going to be the last time I ever talk about crap like this. And if you make a response to this back, that kind of makes you the person who's at fault. But I don't really think anyone's at fault per se, so again, I'm not hinting around that anyone is, nor am I saying no one is. But this is just a general topic that, it just generates itself. And you just have to say it. So that way, people down the line reflect on it and go, that guy is right. What the hell am I thinking? This really touches home. This touched my home plate so well, I think I'm going to have a baby. I'm expecting 9 months. Oh, my water broke. It's already here. That's the amazing part of it. But other than that, I hope you guys really take it easy, because this is the end of the video. Bleh.